No surprise, this season, the Las Vegas Raiders have been absolutely terrible. So today, I'm going to be giving myself 4 seasons to rebuild the Las Vegas Raiders, and the goal is to win them a Super Bowl. But I mean, as you're about to see, this team is absolutely garbage right now. So this is not going to be an easy rebuild. I mean, this offense really doesn't have any weapons other than Brock Bowers. And on the defense, the only 2 good players are Wilkins and Crosby. I mean, just to get this team to the postseason is going to be a lot of work for us. But to start things off in week 1, it looks like we're going to be going up against the LA Chargers. And I was hoping to set the tone to this season with a win, but so far, no surprise, things are not looking good for the Raiders. I mean, we're down 14-0 in the 3rd quarter. I mean, considering we've held the Chargers to only 14 points up to this point is pretty good for this defense. So that is one positive I guess we can take out of this. But other than that, I mean, it's looking like it's probably going to be a pretty long year for the Raiders. We have Bowers wide open though, so that's going to put us in scoring position. I mean, I'm obviously not really expecting us to make the playoffs in year number 1, but I do want to point out that the only players I'm really worried about keeping are Brock Bowers and Max Crosby. Other than that, I'm fine with everybody else leaving. But that touchdown right there is technically going to put us right back in this game. But either way, that's going to be the only touchdown that we scored. So we are not going to be getting a dub in week 1. And as I said, I feel like this is going to be a very long season for the Raiders. And it looks like I was spot on with that, because the Raiders are going to go 4-13 to finish dead last in the division. But on the bright side, we were not the worst team in the AFC, because somehow Miami went 0-17. I mean, I don't know what's going on down in Miami, because for the roster that they have, 0-17 is absolutely ridiculous, man. But to end off the season, no surprise, it looks like Patrick Mahomes is going to be winning MVP. And it looks like the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be beating the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. But that's going to bring us to our first offseason of the video. And I must have targeted at least 8 free agents in the offseason, but nobody really wanted to come play for the Raiders. I mean, the only person we got was Garrett Bowles to help out the O-line. So it looks like if we actually want to upgrade this team this offseason, we're just going to go out and have to make a few trades. And we desperately need a quarterback for this team. So we send a 2nd round pick and a 3rd round pick to Atlanta for Michael Penix Jr., which I feel is actually a pretty solid deal. And we also really need to get a true wide receiver 1 for this team. So we sent 2 3rd round picks and Jacoby Myers to the Bengals, which is kind of expensive, but we are going to get T. Higgins in return. And then we sent more draft picks to the Lions. I mean, it's mostly late round picks, so it really doesn't bother me too much. But in return, we're going to get Williams. And after that, I made one more trade. I mean, this was definitely the most expensive one, because we had to give up a 1st round pick, but we are going to get Dahlman and Bijan Robinson from Atlanta. So after all of those upgrades, I'm hopeful that we can make the playoffs in year number 2. And after all of the upgrades in the offseason, the Raiders did a whole lot better in year number 2, because we're going to go 10-7, which is going to put us in the playoffs. And to start things off, we're going to be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, who are also 10-7 in the wild card round. So this is definitely a good sign for the Raiders, man. I mean, I don't know if I'd say that we are like a huge threat to win it all or anything this season, but considering we've made the playoffs, we're obviously moving in the right direction. And it looks like Penix did a really good job at progressing this season, because as you can see, he is a superstar right now. So that's also good for us, because I'm pretty sure we do have him locked up for all 4 seasons of this video. So he's like pretty much gonna be like our hold on, that's almost a first, but I guess Penix is gonna be like our new franchise quarterback of today. So hopefully he can ball out. I'm gonna keep it on the ground with Bijan though, and it looks like he is gonna have the 1st down. We were so close to winning the division this season as well, man. I mean, we almost had home team advantage, but we did lose to Kansas City twice in the regular season. But considering we have the same record, if we could have beat them just once, man, we would be playing in Las Vegas right now. But it's all good. We got to make sure that we do not lose to them 3 times this year, because that would kind of be humiliating. But the Raiders are already used to it. I mean, if we win this one, that would be great though, because this is obviously the most important game we play against Kansas City this season. But we did get caught with a holding call after that. So now, oh my god, that is gonna screw us. So unfortunately, we're gonna be getting held to a field goal here, which definitely sucks. But It looks like that should be good. So at least we're going to put some points on the board. So obviously that's not exactly what I was hoping for, but we're coming back out here in the fourth quarter, and we actually have a chance to take a late lead here. I mean, so far this game has been literally all defense. I mean, holding Patrick Mahomes to 7 points through 4 quarters is definitely an accomplishment for this team. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Coming into this game, I thought that we were going to get blown out, but obviously that has not been the case. I really like the way that Penix has been playing lately too, man. I mean, this guy has been balling out this year. I'm going to try and go for Williams though, and it looks like he is almost going to have the first down, but we're going to be just short. I mean, with 1 yard to go, I feel like handing it off to Bijan is probably going to be our best bet. So that's what I'm going to do. And it looks like he is going to have the first down. We got some crazy blocks there. I'm going to try and go for Williams again off of this route though. He should be oh, come on. That was a bad throw. If we actually hit our target like properly there, that probably would have gone for a touchdown because he had nothing but open field, man. But obviously, oh, hold on. We should have the touchdown right here. We're going to get in with Penix. So that is going to give the lead to the Las Vegas Raiders for now, at least. I'm going to go for the 2-point conversion as well so I can try and make it a 7-point game. Because, I mean, being up by 6 points against Mahomes with 2 minutes on the clock is not safe at all. And it looks like we are going to have that. So if the Chiefs score a touchdown, all it's going to do is send it to overtime. Unless they do that. Because as you can see, they went for the 2-point conversion after scoring. And it looks like we're going to lose. So that's a very tough L for the Raiders, man. I mean, that's not exactly how I pictured our season ending. I mean, I thought we were at least going to go to overtime, but I'm not really surprised that we lost to Kansas City. I kind of saw that one coming, but to end off the season, this time it looks like Josh Allen is finally going to win MVP, and it looks like Mr. MVP is also going to beat the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl, but that's going to bring us to another offseason, and once again, I mean, not a whole lot of people wanted to come play for Las Vegas, but we did get 2 very solid pickups because now we have Charvarius Ward and we also got Zadarius Smith. But since we only have 2 seasons remaining, you already know what time it is. I mean, we're going out to burn some more draft picks, and this time we sent a first-round pick to the Giants for Brian Burns, and after that we made a splash with the Jacksonville Jaguars because we sent 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and a 7th-round pick, which is kind of expensive, but we're gonna get Devin Lloyd in return. So as you can see, heading into year number 3, I mean, this offense is actually looking pretty loaded, and on the other hand, at this point we might have a top 5 defense in the league. And in year number 3, it looks like the Raiders had their best season yet because we're gonna go 11-6 to tie with the Chargers, but the Chiefs went 12-5, so they won the division. But either way, that is gonna put us in the playoffs again, and this time we're gonna be playing the Colts in the wild card round. And I don't really know how to feel about the Colts right now. I mean, I feel like this team really isn't too intimidating, but with that being said, we are losing by 4 points right now. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be a blowout or anything heading into this game, but I thought we would be winning at this point. But at least for the moment, that is not happening. So I got to make sure that we get in the end zone so we can take the lead here. I'm going to try. Oh, that's going to be close. I probably shouldn't have thrown that. I don't even know why I thought that was a good idea to put that in the air. I don't know what is going on with this route, but I'm going to try and run this anyways. It looks like we are going to have Higgins wide open, so that's gonna set us up. I don't know if I saw that right, but I'm pretty sure we had a lineman running downfield on that route, so I don't know what the Raiders are cooking in their playbook, but that is absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, now we're 3 yards away from the end zone, so I'm just gonna keep it on the ground with Bijan. We are gonna get caught up. Never mind, he's gonna push through, so that's gonna give the lead to the Las Vegas Raiders. I feel like it's gonna be pretty crucial for us to get a stop here though, so I'm hoping that our defense can do their job. We do actually have like a pretty stacked defense at this point, but that is not gonna look good on us because he almost got the first down right there, man. I mean, we totally failed that blitz. I mean, the Colts have been pretty run heavy today. It's looking like he's gonna put in the air this time though, so we're gonna get the sack. So that's a pretty big play from Zadarius Smith. I mean, it could have been better. It's only gonna go for like a 5-yard loss, but either way, man, I mean, losing yardage is losing yardage, so that's gonna help us out quite a bit. And we have everybody locked up again. Hold on, that might be a huge play. No way he caught that. I have no words for what just happened right now. That was absolutely terrible. I mean, on the bright side, we do have the ball again. I was right. We do have a lineman going downfield here. I don't know what is up with this route, but this is crazy, man. I mean, we should have Higgins. Come on, please get there. He's gonna have it. So just like that, we're at the 1 yard line. I mean, T. Higgins has been an absolute beast today, and it looks like we are going to get Bijan in for another score. So that is going to give the lead back to Las Vegas. Hopefully this time our defense can do their job.
2 seconds later.
But once again, it looks like they were not able to stop the Colts offense. So this Raiders team, as good as they are right now, still has not gotten a playoff win in this rebuild, which is very disappointing. I mean, we only have one more season to go now, so we're going to have to go all out in the offseason. But to end off year number 3, once again, it looks like Josh Allen's going to win MVP. And for the second season in a row, it looks like the Buffalo Bills are going to be winning the Super Bowl. And we had to re-sign Max Crosby in the offseason, so we didn't have a whole lot of money to work with, but we got the job done, so that's all that really matters. I mean, he was my #1 concern, but we did end up signing Kyle Hamilton in free agency, which is a massive pickup for the defense. But since it's our last season, I mean, we need to make this roster as good as we possibly can, so I made one more final trade with the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, we sent a whole lot of draft picks and Christian Wilkins, who I feel like we were really overpaying at this point since he's only an 82 overall. So that cleared a lot of cap space. And in return, we're going to be getting Jamar Chase from the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, it doesn't look a whole lot different than last season other than Jamar Chase, but this is what our offense looks like heading into our final season. I mean, obviously we're in a pretty good situation right now. And on the other hand, this is what our defense looks like. I mean, losing Wilkins was a bit of a hit, but I feel like it needed to happen at some point. And it looks like the Jamar Chase experiment was a massive success for this team, because we're gonna go 15-2 to finally win the division, and this time we got the #1 seed. So we finally have home team advantage, and in the divisional round we're gonna be taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, I don't know exactly when the Raiders' last home playoff game was, but I'm pretty sure this is the first one that they have had in Allegiant Stadium, so we gotta make sure that we show out today, man. But it looks like once again we are losing, which I really wasn't expecting. I mean, we got safety, so that's how we're down 9-7 right now. But this is our last chance to get something done, so we gotta make sure that we win this game, because if we lose every playoff game the whole video, that is definitely gonna be one hell of a fail. I mean, if we can't win a Super Bowl, at the very least we gotta win a playoff game, but I might be able to end it off right here. If we can catch that, it looks like Higgins is going to come down with it. So that's going to give the lead back to Las Vegas. And now it looks like we have a chance to take firm control of this game, because we are in position now to go up by 2 scores. And that's Higgins. But Higgins is going to make our field position a whole lot better. So if we can get either Bowers or Jamar Chase open here, that could go for a touchdown. I'm just going to go for Brock Bowers, man. And it looks like he is almost going to sneak in. We're 2 yards away, though, so we barely missed that. I'm just going to hand it off to Bijan and see if he can get the job done for us. And it looks like we're going to have a path. So that's going to put the Raiders up by 2 scores. So as long as our defense doesn't choke, we might finally win a playoff game. And Jacksonville did score after that, so they made this thing close, but it looks like we are going to sneak out with the win this time. So after a very long rebuild, it looks like the Raiders are finally going to win a playoff game. And better yet, we are now 1 win away from going to the Super Bowl. And it looks like this time we're going to be going up against the Indianapolis Colts. And once again, it looks like we're in a really close game. I mean, we are currently losing 17-14 right now, but we only have 4 minutes left in this thing. So if we can manage the clock properly, who knows, man, we might be able to sneak out of here with a walk-off win. But I'm going to try and go for T. Higgins. Oh, hold on. We have Bowers wide open, so that's going to give us a first down. I know the last time that we played Indy, they did beat us out of the postseason. I think that was actually last year. So we got to make sure that we get our revenge today. I mean, obviously this time there's a lot lot more on the line because now the winner of this is going to the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm pretty sure last time it was just a wild card round exit for us, but Indy did end up getting the 2 seed. So they have also done a very good job at rebuilding, but it is 3rd and 10 now. So this is going to get kind of interesting here. I mean, if we can't pick up a first down, I don't know what we're going to do. That sucks. I mean, with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line, this is a really bad idea, but I'm going to go for it on 4th down because I have that much trust in our offense. And it looks like we're going to have Jamar Chase open. So that is going to give the lead to the Raiders. We might have left a little bit too much time on the clock, so now we're going to have to rely on our defense. I mean, the thing is, the Colts have to score a touchdown here. A field goal is not going to help them at all. So as long as we don't let them get in the end zone, we are going to be heading to the Super Bowl. And they did just burn another timeout there. So they're going to need to start rushing because they only have 1 timeout left. And there's only like 40-something seconds on the clock. We're going to get another stop. So they are now all out of timeouts. I'm just going to run prevent defense and hope that they throw an interception or something, because if we can force him into making a mistake, that is definitely going to end things for us. That was almost a sack, but they're going to get out of bounds to stop the clock. I probably shouldn't run prevent like the whole time, but I feel like he's probably bound to go for a shot at some point. So I got to be ready for when that time comes. That is another first down though, man. But the clock's still running, so he really doesn't have any other choice but to go for the end zone here, because it looks like this is actually going to be the final play of the game. Never mind, there's 3 seconds left. So, I mean, barring a miracle, we should be heading to the Super Bowl, and it looks like he is going to catch that. That was almost terrible. But since he went out of bounds instead of scoring a touchdown there, it looks like we are going to win this game. Barely. So the Las Vegas Raiders are headed to the Super Bowl. I mean, that would have been such a tough loss if we ended up losing on the final play. But to end off year number 4, it looks like Anthony Richardson is going to be winning MVP, which is kind of cool for us because that means we just knocked the MVP out of the postseason. And it looks like the final team standing in our way is the Seattle Seahawks, who are 12-5. And I'm not saying that Seattle's going to be an easy team to beat by any means. I mean, they do have a pretty solid roster, but I feel like our biggest test is already out of the way because the Indianapolis Colts were the 2nd best team in the NFL next to us this season, and we already bounced them out of the playoffs. So I feel like this game should be a bit easier, and it looks like we are doing pretty good up to this point. I mean, we're up 14-3 right now. So if we can score here, that's going to make it a 3-score lead. And I don't think Seattle's really going to be able to come back after that because we're already in the 4th quarter. Oh, what a catch from Chase. That was a terrible pass from Penix. I did not think he was going to come down with that. But at the very least, we are now in field goal position. It would be a really long field goal from here. We might be gone, though. It looks like Robinson's going to be all the way to the 2. I thought he was going to go all the way for a second, man. But either way, now we only need 2 yards. So at the very least, we obviously already have a field goal in the bag. But it looks like we're going to be in for the touchdown. So Bijan Robinson might have just put this thing away because that's going to make it a 3-score lead, and there's not a lot of time left in this thing. And after that, it looks like we were able to close this thing out. I mean, the defense was phenomenal. They went all game without allowing a single touchdown, so it looks like this is going to be a well-deserved dub for them. And this was definitely a very successful season for Las Vegas because throughout this whole rebuild, this was the only year that we actually won a playoff game, and we're also going to be getting the job done because as you can see, the Las Vegas Raiders are going to be hoisting a well-deserved Lombardi trophy to end off the video. But that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It'll really help out the channel. And if you have any video ideas, feel free to drop them down below. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. And while you're down there, make sure you comment the most random thing you can think of so we can confuse everybody in the comment section. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.